Hi, my name is Hugo Ortega. Welcome back to Mr. Mobile PC Blog. Now I thought I'd shoot a quick video today about my digital world, how I use my computers. And it may be a little bit different to yours, it may not be, so I thought I'd just do a quick video because a few of you have been asking, especially about these monitors in the background of my videos. So let's start with the monitors. What I've got is dual monitors. One in traditional portrait mode, landscape mode, and the other one standing upright in portrait mode. And the reason I do this is I dedicate two portions of my thinking to two different monitors. So on the left hand side I generally do emails and multitask a little bit, and I'll show you that in a second with a bit of entertainment. And secondly, on the right hand side I spend a lot of time with things like web pages. So I dedicate that to web pages because most of them are portrait anyway, and most of them are lengthy. So you get that ability to now scroll through, well actually you get that ability to not scroll through. So you just see things at a glance. Because I hate it when I click on a link, a web page comes up and the information I wanted was a little bit further down. So I just see it at a glance, get on with my life, move on to the next page. So let's take a closer look. As you can notice, I'm running Windows 8 as my preferred desktop operating system, and that's really because of touch. The main feature of my setup that may differ from yours is that these are touchscreens. So it's very geeky, I know, and it's very cool for me, and may or may not be cool for you, but I quite think it's cool. So you can do things like pinch gestures because these are multi-touch screens. You can grab the Windows menus and float them around, or you can just go back in and take advantage of the live tiles on the fly. So I kind of like this setup. There's a couple of apps that I do visit daily, so things like the basketball news, so I get to go into the NBA app and just flick through there, and that's something that I do a little bit often. Then you've got things like the news app, so you've got Bing News, you've got travel, so you can go in and look at travel, but I don't exactly spend a lot of time on these apps. But my son tends to love this one because you get 360 views of things like Rome, for example. Here we've got open, so you can flick through and have people around and look at very, very high resolution detailed 360 images, and that's part of Windows 8 standard. So the other feature is that they're dual monitors, so I do have touch on this side as well, and that makes it really, really quite a fun experience for me, because I do tend to flick through these different web pages using touch, and so I'm not exactly committed to using the mouse and keyboard all the time. The other feature I like about Windows 8 is my Outlook is now more social media integrated, so I use Office 2013, and in that I tend to have these sort of updates that come at the bottom here now by logging into LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and they come on the fly to my inbox. So for example, if I go to Rose from Microsoft, which is my most valuable professional lead, so she's the person in charge of the MVP program in Australia, I can see, without going to Facebook, I can see stuff she's posted on her official Facebook page for the MVP scenario, and if I wanted to I could click on that, and you can see that it popped up now on my second monitor, so I'm not distracted on my Outlook anymore. I can flick it up there. When I have time I can turn my head right. Sometimes I don't even have time to turn my head right. So I've got time to look at that later. I can continue multitasking by flicking through another bit of email that I was another bit of internet that I was going to look at, but keep Rose's page up that I found on her social media integration through Outlook. So that becomes very dynamic thinking for me without having to get distracted by officially going to Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn. I'm now seeing those streams live in my Outlook whenever I receive an email from a particular person. The other bit of multitasking that I like is things like app multitasking. So this is a music app. Anyway, I'm sure you'd enjoy me to see me dancing. But this just remains in the background now while I conduct my emails. The music now stays in a particular boundary there in my Windows 8 machine. So you've got now split screens where you can lock in and multitask with. So I can continue my emails, I can continue my internet, and I've got actually another portion of the screen dedicated to things like entertainment. I often put up there my TweetDeck as well, maybe stacked to the left if I'm really monitoring something that I want to watch in particular, like a keyword. But otherwise, my TweetDeck just sits it just sits in the taskbar, and I can go backwards and forwards. So that's the beauty of having touch screens and having two screens, and one in landscape and one in portrait. The last portion of the equation really becomes my mobile computer, and that one is actually a Fujitsu. And you can see that my monitor's turned off when I undocked the device, and here I have the full Windows 8 experience now. So this is my desktop that was showing on these two screens, and it's designed for me to grab it on the fly, walk away, and start to use the same touch experience. So I'm really quite lucky in that I have two 23-inch touch monitors, then a 12-inch touch monitor, which is the tablet, which I can walk away with, which becomes a real sort of ease of use and quality of lifestyle for me, because I can go in and out of a train of thought without really breaking it. So I could literally be working on a touchscreen above and have to duck out to a coffee shop, or have to duck out to lunch, or have to duck out to a meeting, rip the tablet off, and the same train of thought on my desktop is with me on the tablet because it is the same device. So I peel it away and I walk away and start to interact here. The other beauty of the Fujitsu T901, which I'm using currently, is that it's a dual mode input device. So apart from having the capacitive touchscreen with things like pinch gestures, I've also got the Wacom based Active Digitizer. And the Active Digitizer allows me to actually hand write and take advantage of things like snipping tool. So I can circle things out, email to people on the fly. And I can also lean on the glass and hand write with this capacity, because it's actually an active pen. There's a signal that's going to and from the board on the screen, allowing me to lean on the glass and hand write. So that's a very, very powerful way for me to interact with my computer. The last equation that people ask me is the mobile phone. So my device of choice is the Samsung Galaxy Note. It is the #1. I am waiting on the #2, so it shouldn't be far away. But because of Gmail, so my email is served through Gmail, I've got the Outlook client now sitting on Outlook, so I can actually have my emails flowing to and from my desktop. But they also synchronize with my phone, so I can have the same effect happening on my phone. So again, I walk away from my desktop, and in my mobile story, anything I've just finished doing will replicate onto here, so that again, I don't have to break my train of thought. Because we multitask so heavily nowadays, you want to keep your train of thought going in one string, so that you don't have to walk away and go, oh, where was I, what was I doing? You can literally walk away and have your train of thought kept and flowing nicely. There are some funky apps in here that I quite enjoy, but things of notice that apps I spent a fair bit of time with are Google+, Facebook, WordPress, LinkedIn app, and SkyDrive, but also iAnnotate, which is a PDF annotator. So I can actually take a PDF and hand write on it and annotate on top of it. So that's an app that I quite like. But between things like the Galaxy Note, my Fujitsu T901, and touch screens, I am in touch all day, and I didn't mean it to sound like a cliche, but I am spending all my time in the touchscreen, and that means again that the quality of thinking is clearer. I'm no longer having to think in third-party solutions as far as a mouse and keyboard is concerned. I think and I act, and that's where I find that the touchscreens really help me. So this has just been a short video to showcase how I work. If you've got some stories to share with me, go for it. I'd love to hear from you at Mr. Mobile PC on Twitter or the blog. So have a great day, guys. Remember, stay mobile and stay in contact. All the best.